He has never turned down a shift. The ones nobody else wants, at the times nobody else wants them. By every measure that is supposed to matter, he is a hard worker. He is also £26,000 in debt. There is an app on his phone he checks more often than his bank balance. It is the one where next week's shifts appear, because the shifts are the bank balance. Whatever the rota says on a Sunday night decides what kind of month this is going to be. The £26,000 is not in one place. It is spread across 2 credit cards, an overdraft, and a personal loan. No single balance looks like a crisis on its own. Together, they have become the quiet weather of his life. At work, nobody knows. He is the reliable one. Always available, always says yes, always picks up the extra hour. Keeping the number invisible is deliberate. It is also exhausting, because looking dependable while carrying £26,000 takes a kind of energy nobody sees. So how does a man who works every hour he is offered end up £26,000 down? Starts with the shape of the money. His income moves. His costs do not. The rent is the same every month. So is the council tax. So is the phone, the travel to work, the direct debits that leave on the same days, whatever happens. All of it fixed, all of it monthly. And his pay arrives in unpredictable lumps, decided by a rota he does not control. Then comes a quiet month. The shifts thin out, a slow season, a quieter sight. Someone else gets the hours this time. His income halves. The rent does not move an inch. Then he gets ill. Just a bad week, the kind anyone has. But a week he cannot work is a week he is barely paid. Statutory sick. Pay for a week off is at most about £123. Until April 2026, earning what he earns, he might have got nothing at all. One ordinary virus becomes a hole that takes months to fill. And then there is the part that can feel almost designed to keep him still. When a good month finally comes, and he takes every shift he can get, his universal credit drops. For every extra pound he earns, it falls by 55 pence. The good month is taken back before he has finished feeling it. He can work flat out and still never get far enough ahead to clear anything. So the credit card becomes the thing that absorbs the shock. A bigger food shop in a thin week. The travel card when the hours are an hour away. Each time it feels like a bridge to a better month. But the better month never has enough slack to clear the bridge. And a bridge you cannot get off slowly becomes a place you live. Now step back from his rota and look at the country, because he is not unusual. More than 1.2 million people in the UK are on 0 hours contracts. That is the most ever recorded, and 3.6% of everyone in work. This is not a fringe of the labour market. It is more than 1 million ordinary working lives. And it is a different kind of work. Around 2/3 of people on a 0 hours contract work part-time. For everyone else in work, it is about 1 in 4. A usual week on a 0 hours contract is about 25 hours. For other workers, it is 36. The contract is built around hours that move. Now look at who actually ends up needing debt help. At StepChange, one of the UK's largest debt charities, 3 in 5 of their clients are in some form of work. More than 4 in 10 are in full-time jobs. Debt is not mainly a story about people who do not work. Very often, it is a story about people who do. And his £26,000. The average person who reaches StepChange arrives with just under £20,000 of arrears and unsecured debt. He is above that. But he is not an extreme case. He is the kind of number that builds quietly when an income is unpredictable for years. Numbers this consistent across more than 1 million people are not describing one man's choices. They are describing the shape of the work. because almost every fixed cost in his life assumes a stable monthly income. The rent assumes it. The council tax assumes it. The minimum payment on the card assumes it. His contract is the one thing that cannot provide it. That gap between costs that stay still and an income that moves does not disappear. Someone has to absorb it. And the way this is built, he is the one who absorbs it. On a credit card, at interest. The borrowing was never the reckless part. It was the only shock absorber he was offered. He has been reading the debt as evidence. Evidence that he is bad with money, that he has failed at something other people seem to manage. But the evidence says something different. It says he has personally carried the cost of an unpredictable income, alone, for years. The £26,000 is not a record of his mistakes. It is a record of every month he made an impossible rota work anyway. And there is a cost in this that never shows on a statement. The never quite knowing. The way he can never really say no to a shift because the next quiet month might already be on its way. Even rest costs him money because a day not working is a day not earning. That is a heavy way to live, long before you count the interest. Here is the thing about the balance, though. £26,000 in the dark behaves differently from £26,000 with a plan. The number is information. It is not a verdict on whether he works hard enough. So, one move, not a budgeting system, not a second job he does not have the hours for. One conversation. StepChange offers free, confidential debt advice. And remember the numbers. 3 in 5 of the people they help are working. He would not be explaining himself to someone who has never heard this before. He would be describing the most ordinary story they know. And the debt and the income are not 2 separate problems. They are one. A debt advisor starts from the whole picture, the money going out and the income coming in, and works forward from there. That is what the conversation is for. The rota still decides the month. That has not changed. But there is a difference between absorbing the gap alone, in silence, month after month, and finally having someone whose job is to help carry it. If this story feels familiar, this channel exists for exactly that reason. You can subscribe for more calm, documentary-style stories about money, debt, and real life in the UK.